If you missed the most recent episode of Nicolle Wallace's new MSNBC podcast, hang on. It just might turn up on TV. Wallace raised eyebrows a few weeks ago when she unveiled a new audio project that has her doing one-on-one interviews with luminaries ranging from Sarah Jessica Parker to Doc Rivers. The Best People, as the show is known, was supposed to last for a few weeks, and then Wallace, who already hosts 2 hours on the MSNBC cable network each weekday, would switch her focus back to her main job. But something funny happened on the way to her next interview. MSNBC has started running the program on YouTube and experimenting with putting selected hours on the cable network during weekends and holidays. And, says Madeline Haringer, recently named Senior Vice President of Digital at MSNBC, Wallace expects to keep the program going for weeks, after originally planning to end it in August. What is new and different is that what was meant for our audio and YouTube is now being broadcast on cable, she says. That is unusual, and a testament to the fact that we are pretty platform agnostic when we find that the audience wants more. MSNBC has experimented with such stuff in the past, enlisting hosts such as Zerlina Maxwell to lead a regular opinion hour solely online, or asking Mehdi Hasan and others to do shows that were streamed on some days and put on cable on others. She expects more of Wallace's podcasts to turn up on the MSNBC schedule. Indeed, an episode of The Best People featuring a conversation between Wallace and the hosts of Midas Touch, Ben, Brett, and Jordan Mycelas, will air on MSNBC this Saturday, July 19th at 4 p.m. In the not-too-distant past, media industry aficionados were surprised when a TV network took content from other media. Monk, a quirky detective drama that aired regularly on USA, appeared for a bit on Disney's ABC in 2002, for example, a nod to an unorthodox arrangement that involved one of the network's production siblings. What MSNBC is doing, however, seems to break rules that have over the years become increasingly bent. Traditional TV has long served as home to highly produced and polished fare. The web is for unvarnished interactions, long rants and video burbles and buffering. No longer, perhaps. A rising generation of video watchers have grown increasingly accustomed to seeing talking heads sans bronzer or lipstick, or an anchor and a guest waiting out a glitch in communication. They see such stuff as more authentic, in many cases, than a well-heeled moderator behind a traditional news desk. The growing interest in raw dialogue and feeling has spurred traditional media giants like ESPN and Fox Sports to strike content deals with digital figures like Pat McAfee and Barstool Sports' Dave Portnoy, people who aren't known for tiptoeing around how they really feel while broadcasting. Fox News Channel earlier this week struck a licensing deal with the popular conservative podcast Restless that will make that show's quartet contributors to its cable lineup. I'm not worried that Nicolle or Rachel Maddow are going to curse more or say something that is upsetting to the audience, says Haringer. But if it's a little more raw and pushes that natural conversation, people love that. MSNBC executives also see Wallace's podcast as a venue to spark ratings on weekends or holidays that might not otherwise be so high. The network aired an episode of The Best People on Friday, July 4th at 8 p.m. that featured Wallace in conversation with Maddow, and it became the highest-rated hour of the day among total viewers. The podcast also won more viewers overall than CNN's offering in that hour, though the Warner Brothers Discovery-owned outlet lured more viewers between 25 and 54, the demographic favored by advertisers in news programming. MSNBC has reason to wring more out of its digital efforts. The network is working to build its own newsroom as it prepares to be separated from the journalism apparatus of NBC News. The two units will no longer be part of the same company once MSNBC, along with the bulk of NBC Universal's cable assets, are spun off by parent Comcast into a new, publicly traded concern called Versant. Comcast has positioned Versant as an entity that will be freer to be entrepreneurial without having to funnel cable revenue to bolster NBC's assets. At the same time, cable is increasingly shedding subscribers as more consumers use streaming to watch their favorite programs at times of their own choosing.